Frederick is an epic poet, rhapsode, poet critic, and the author or editor of 10 books. Mr. Glaysher studied writing with the poet Robert Hayden, edited his prose and poetry, and made Hayden a character in his epic poem, The Parliament of Poets, which he'll be reading from this evening. In 1977, Glaysher took a theater course in the interpretive reading of poetry, learning that the Greek rhapsodes would travel through ancient Greece reciting Homer. Before long, the idea of writing an epic poem became compelling, and the dream that one day he might also revive the art of the rhapsode. So we are going to hear Frederick read from his Parliament of Poets.
With the poet-prophet Job on the moon and the poet of the moon. Job replied, "We're not letting him off. Our sins are nothing compared to his. He let all those men and women, young and old, suffer and die, grievously, needlessly. He's the most grievous sinner, no doubt about that. Don't even suggest the Holy One incinerated us for some reason, let alone that one. Nothing we ever did could justify that. He stood by and allowed millions to die. Didn't you teach man exclusivity, the chosen people? All that hubris set the ball rolling to the crematory? Now hold on, I'm the one lecturing here, and I'm the one who's supposed to straighten out the world. If it means I have to deal with you and the Jews, so be it, I'm not backing off." Largely ignoring me, he continued on. "We're like chosen to suffer and die like dogs, harassed and hounded. Everywhere we went, a scapegoat for all humanity. Adonai owes us some mercy as far as I'm concerned, though I admit not enough of that for his people has been forthcoming in your modern world. So much for God, but where was man? Why didn't the Christian nations do something? For decades they all conspired to prepare the way for the slaughter. Where were they? Guiltless are you? Going easy on yourselves? What about Peor?" And I shot back at him. Since he didn't pull any punches with me, I wasn't going to cut him any slack. Off guard again, stammering, Job replied, all right, we made a few mistakes with the Canaanites, but it only proves my point," shaking indignantly. "We're human like everybody else. Besides, God wanted us to have the promised land." I guffawed. "There's no doubt about the former, but does the latter ever sound familiar, as though you're the only holy people on earth? Where in the hell was humanity when we needed to be on the receiving end? Your own hearts are black as coal in hell. So why are you still on your knees up here, begging for the mercy you think you deserve? Really mad now, Job, let me have it. Buddy, you and your generation ought to be doing a whole lot more of it, as you're going to find out if history is any indicator of collapse and ruin. As ignorant and arrogant as your leaders are, you're bound for tragedy. Like Oedipus, my companion in pain. Both eyes plucked out, blood and gore streaming down. Many entered the gas chambers with the Shema Israel on their lips, in their hearts. A lot of good it did them as the lament of millions of modern Jews, let alone Goyim. You don't know that. Why doesn't your age acknowledge and respect that very fact? That's an expression of your own disbelief, the death-wished decadence of modernity. Souls stood under bare barrack bulbs, praying in the dark and moaning pain of grief, right until the end, whatever it was, the crematory, a bullet in the head, or starvation until your army showed up. Well, are you sure it's Yahweh we're dealing with, and not Ahriman or Shiva? Job shrugged. Who knows? There could be some connection. Given our experience, we can't rule it out. Why's a boy like you worrying about the Jews? What are we to you? Why aren't you out making bushels of money like everybody else? Even the astronauts came up here for things, moon rocks, not ideas and poetry. No percentage in that, to quote your master. Job stood up, gazing at me, and gestured toward the module where now stood several poets looking our way. They're waiting for you. Remember, you can say anything to God as long as it's in defense of His creation. But don't tempt God or take Him for granted. You can't hide your heart from the Holy One. He can use you as much as anybody else. Who do you think you are? Why shouldn't He? You serve the test as well as anybody. No one travels through the world unscathed. Where's all that radiant acquiescence now? I'm not seeing much of it after Melville. You're a hypocrite like every human being. You want to go through what I have? Consider yourself lucky, damn ingrate. Now find a way to reach humanity. Job, I don't want to go back down there. You have to. It's where you still belong. You haven't earned the right to stay amongst us. That or hide your light under a bushel. Stand self-accused and shamefaced before Him. With a start and shudder, I looked at Job. Pulling myself together, not daring to say anything, I turned, brooding, and shuffled back through moon dust toward the lunar lander.